biggest things that really turned my life around is Success is Not an Accident. I didn't tell you to read it, did I?
No, no. In fact, you introduced me to a new concept, which it's a more feminine approach to interpreting books, interpreting knowledge, and absorbing that.
Photo read means nothing, right? Did I teach you how to photo read?
Um,
No.
your
I just,
videos. I watched
that's
your
right, there's
videos.
some YouTube videos out there, but all I did is I just said just flip through every page, right?
Mhm.
And watch for whatever jumps out at you.
Exactly.
Stop to read. So let me ask you, you flip through the page, and then I came and I said, keep flipping, go back and flip through the page again, just keep flipping. Now, why? Because first of all, you don't have um, an extra,
Time to read
yeah, you don't
this
have an extra 4 hours to
word
read
for
this,
word.
right?
Exactly.
And the Success is Not an Accident is the tool I use for you to start to connect the mental mind, our learning process, you did well in college, and the inner voice, but more than that, your inner knowing. And you now are going to start to learn that your son, he knows and feels. You feel crappy, he starts
Yes.
feeling crappy, doesn't he?
He's a very good barometer for my emotions.
Right. And you actually have this interplay intuitively with your son. Well, you also have that interplay with your conscious mind and your inner knowing. I'm now preparing you for the next step, how to actually program it. I just said, here, just go flip through it and then start a journal. I sent you a link,
Yes.
and you took and watched a 2.5 hour online course
Yes. On
on
how to
just this.
utilize the mental bank.
Right.
Yes.
The way I use the mental bank and Success is Not an Accident is a little different or unique to how they use it, right? And
Mhm.
I designed this especially for women who need to create a livelihood that is driven or successful because of what you think here and how it gets programmed in all parts of your being. So you start attracting what you want. Unfortunately, or fortunately, everything we do evolves around how much we don't have financially,
Yes.
money wise. And then I started to introduce some other things, right? Because you have some amazing skills that if we could bypass the need to have your skills converted into money so that you can pay for what your long-term outcome is. There's one other piece that I want you to understand. So we're talking mental ledger, money, budget. And I put an hourly rate.
Mhm.
If you were to get a W-2 wage earning job, we put a $20 an hour rate, right?
Correct.
And so when we went to the mental bank, you had to do some value events and put a $20 value to it. Your mental bank is going to reprogram you out of the dollar value and into what it gives you, right? And so, first thing you had to do, and I said, I want you to give me a list of your passions because you want to build a beautiful life on what you're passionate about. And when you experience that passion, you pay yourself mentally for experiencing that passion. When we looked at your passion, if your passion is not linked to something that would also create the money that can get you the passion, then you're just what?
Spinning the wheels.
You have a whole nother dimension that you're learning, right?
Yes,
All
yes.
right.
And that's what's been interesting just to be able to access because once I put on mommy hat and gave birth, I was like, I don't have any passions. My passions are my baby. And Teresa really pulled me back into, no, you're a woman as well. And what can you do to balance the two?
He's going to have a 24/7 need from you for the next 20 years. So you have to readjust what you were passionate about based on a time frame, right?
Mhm.
And your and what your lifestyle needs are. So first thing, what we're going to cover today is your passion. I said take your top 5 passions and how you would like to create a livelihood. Now, one of the things, as you gave me your passions, I went, okay, that could create money this way. And so you have a coach that understands what are things that can, and what are the ways you can make money that don't take your what?
Time.
Time. Yeah. So we're going to start to play with time and money. And we're going to program your mind to have money come when you experience your passion, knowing that these certain things can create that. So let's get to what those certain things are, because that's what you really were frustrated with me. And I thought, okay, well, let's do a video on it. So, first of all, I picked out 3 things that I knew you were passionate about, and I knew how you could make some money. Okay, all right?
Yeah.
So, what you missed is you didn't link value events that could actually accumulate reality income. It was a piece that was missing. And so, why I say that is because as I start to coach other women on how to create the wealth of their dreams, and it's not wealth, it is how to create your dream. All right, so the next piece, $100 every time you visualize it. Okay, but you also have to actually do something, right?
Yes.
I just shifted your dollar, your hourly wage to how much? $100 an hour, didn't I?
Yes.
So we're going to program a value event. You're sitting there going, God, I hope I could figure this one out, right? All right. So I want you, now watch this. I want you to pay yourself $1,000 in your mental bank every time you visualize yourself converting points to cash.
Oh.
Right? So now we're training you how to think a thought that will attract the money that you're wanting.
Wow.
All right.
That it's visceral, like you can feel it rewiring in your brain.
That's because you were flipping through the book. So anytime you feel stuck, go flip through the book again. Because your conscious mind is going to tell your other than conscious mind, wait, all those thoughts you've been paying, wait, go do this, right? Look, you missed it in this book, go do this, right? It's a great way for me to monitor. Have you programmed financial success into your life on what you're passionate about?
How can I use the mental bank to break free from certain patterns that I've rehearsed mentally about opening myself up to wealth and abundance?
So, first of all, you don't have to break anything. The process that George Kappas and John Kappas developed is just by maintaining the journal. If you stop writing the journal, that's the message to tell you your current conscious mind or unconscious mind doesn't believe it. Keep going. You're going to magically, without having to do anything, as long as you think, see, thought creates matter. So if it comes out of your mouth, how do I break? Well, that's not a positive thought, is it?
No, it's
You don't have
a
to.
thought.
If you pay yourself to think positive thoughts every night before you go to bed, what's going to happen is those positive thoughts are going to override those unhealthy thoughts. And your body will start to attract and create and manifest because you have packaged into your mental bank. You're literally a paycheck, right? A checkbook of all your thoughts. And if you can have those 2 million thoughts that go through your mind every day. And if you just program in and pay yourself, your mind will produce it. Program your passion, things you can do, things you can think, and experiences that you can recall, and pay yourself the amount that you believe you're worth. That's how they normally start, and then double it. And when you stop writing, go a few days and you don't write, that's the sign that says, okay, you've hit a wall, keep writing. That mental bank is already replacing, right? the goal with new money, real money, reality income. The guys are brilliant. And I packaged in some amazing things that women would not know to do. And so if we're doing it with other things, an exchange of time for value, or just visualizing an amazing experience and have the universe go, boop, here it is. That's what's possible. And the most important part for you, I think that, now watch this big smile, is creating those amazing dressings for vegetables, live vegetables and fruits that we call salads. Is that true?
Yes, yes.
All right.
I love just food and healing through food.
Yeah.
That's how my grandmother taught me. Show love through food.
So what I want you to do is I want you to pay yourself $1,000 every time you visualize yourself sharing healing foods, um, setting up something in your home for as creating a healing home and sharing it with others. So I want you to see the picture, right? And I want you to pay yourself $1,000 in your mental bank.
Done.
Right? Now, how many times can you do that?
As many times as I can do
In a
that.
day, right?
Yes.
Okay, now I want you to understand I just set you up to fail. But it's not
Why?
really failing. Now watch. If I go in and visualize it 10 times a day and I have $50,000 in my mental bank, I'm not going to believe it. And I'm going to stop writing and I'm going to think this is stupid and it's
Okay.
not working. And then what does that mean?
That you're about to have a breakthrough that you need to kind of keep processing.
It is the sign that says you have broken through the old conditioning. Keep going.
Okay.
Start looking for the money to become reality income that you can subtract from all your visualization. And that is why you will never fail as long as you keep maintaining.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
We gave you big thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
cleaning thoughts, and some actual things that will bring actual money in, right?
Yes.
All right. Any comments? Any last thoughts? And we're going to wrap it up.
Okay. The last thought I basically have is if you're watching this video, thank you for making it this far. And as you awaken into yourself, enjoy the process, learn to love the flow of it, and begin to unfold and enjoy those processes where you get to learn where your boundaries are, where your pieces are, because that's what's going to help you define what your true passion, what your true love is, and where you can come from.
Beautiful.